So, so I think that it is better to speak English only, no? So what we have to do is, what we want to practice is to develop our speaking ability, right? In order to develop our speaking skills, so we have to speak, right? So we have to take the opportunity to develop our skills, right? So I think that it is better to speak English only. So if I explain about, so if you, for example, if we are explaining this thing to foreigner, so what we have to explain very clearly, we have to provide a clear explanation, right? So if a person asks, what does triple J mean, right? We have to explain what is the triple J, right? So this is, I quoted this from Google. In Buddhism, refuge or taking refuge refers to a religious practice, right? So for example, when it comes to Buddhism, some people recognize Buddhism as a religion, while others recognize as philosophy or dharma. Whatever it is, in our traditional practices, we traditionally we take refuge or take refuge practice before a particular program or particular event started, right? Before it started, that we recite, no? Normally we recite. So uh, which often includes a prayer or recitation performed at the beginning of the day or of a practice session, right? So in Theravada, refuge is taken in the three jewels or triple gems, right? You know what does triple gem mean? So for some people ask if it's a triple gem, like a stone or something like that. No, definitely not, right? It's a, we call triple gem something precious in our life, right? uh, which are the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, right? So in Pali we recite Buddhan Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in the Buddha. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in the Dhamma, right? Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in the Sangha. Then Dutiyampi and then Tatiyampi. For the second time, I take refuge in the Buddha. For the second time, I take refuge in the Dhamma. For the third time, I take refuge in the Sangha, right? And for the third time, I take refuge in the Buddha. For the third time, I take refuge in the Dhamma. For the third time, I take refuge in the Sangha. This is called, basically, it is very simple. Traditionally, we take refuge in triple jewels or triple gems, right? ඕක තමයි ඉතින් තුනුරුවන් සරණ යාම කියන්නේ. Very simple, no? දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම I don't have any idea how to recite or how to add to, I mean practical session. For example, මන් දන්නේ කොහොමද ඊළඟ සතියේ දැන් මේක මෙහෙම නිකන් ඉතින් කියන්න පුළුවන් නේ. Oh, if you have, I think I suppose you to recite, right? Or Venerable Sudevika or someone else, if you like. I know definitely you can, because you know something. If
Yes.
yeah, of course, take the opportunity, right? No problem. Then There are only 4 members, no? Venerable and 3 and me only, right? Then you recite it very beautifully, right? I think.
I would like to invite our Vimalaratana Thero.
Then Vimaratana Thero, I think you could do it, because I don't know whether that's because doesn't matter. If you can, you could do it, right? Could you hear me, Venerable Vimaratana Thero? It doesn't matter, take it. Vimaratana recite karanna English වලින්. I think because it should be recite in very beautiful manner. I know that you could do it, right? I will send this to your, I think, later your group, right? විමල රතන හාමුදුරුවෝ රිසයිට් කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් රිසයිට් කරන්න එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. නැත්නම් අපේ මහණියන් වහන්සේ කෙනෙක් රිසයිට් කරන්න.
Bante?
Yeah?
I think so, Venerable Sudevika can.
Venerable Sudevika, I warmly invite you to recite 3 refuge in this particular moment. I think you could do it better.
Yes, Hamadurane. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, and the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dhamma. I take refuge in the Sangha. For the second time, I take refuge in the Buddha. For the second time, I take refuge in the Dhamma. For the second time, I take refuge in the Sangha. For the third time, I take refuge in the Buddha. For the third time, I take refuge in the Dhamma. For the third time, I take refuge in the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, well done. Oh, I think.
Thank you.
What is that noise? You, well done, no? I think I think that's the problem, right? I will oh, that's the problem.